Kolos was a friend of my late grandfather. Kolos was a skilled hunter. And one day, he decided to go for a hunt. And the next day, he never came back to the village. His wife was alert and alarmed. She eventually alerted the entire village. She said, my husband went to hunting, but never came back. And then the entire village decided to go and look for Kolos. They spent weeks in the forest, savanna, river. They could not find Kolos. And eventually they came back to the village. They concluded two things. They said, one, either Kolos has done something in the forest, and the spirits of the forest were upset and had taken Kolos. Because back then, when someone goes to the forest, there are certain things someone can or cannot do. For example, you cannot pee in the forest. It was forbidden. Okay, even poop in the forest, in certain forests. Okay, so that's one thing they said. And another thing they said, maybe a wild animal has attacked Kolos, and then he passed away. So now what can we do? They decided to hold a funeral for Kolos, though that he was not around, his body was not found. So they put a couple of clothes of Kolos in an empty coffin, and they went and they put the coffin in the hole that they have dug. And then a couple of weeks, a young girl found Kolos in one of the backyards of the house in the village. She called the village. She said, Kolos has been found. And the entire village came and looked at Kolos. And then he was severely hurt. And Kolos could not speak. He had blood on him. And the entire village put Kolos in one house on a bed and treated Kolos. For a couple of weeks, Kolos could not speak. He was speechless. And then somehow, and each one, each member of the village could come, and someday and leave some food, and some of the villagers stayed outside, the house in which Kolos was in. They slept there with a big fire. And then one day, Kolos found his voice. The entire village was happy, thrilled. And they organized a big event, to celebrate that Kolos has been brought back, in life. And then they asked Kolos, what happened to you? Can you tell us what happened to you? And then he said, somehow I found myself in the middle of African buffaloes, and they severely attacked me. They dragged me in another territory, and they left me there, almost dead. And then I had, a, 2 days after, I had to find my way to the village. And I had to crawl. And I crawled. Even if I could scream for help, no one could come to rescue me. So I had to save myself. And I kept the image of my wife in my mind. And also I kept the image of my ancestors, what they have done for me. And I refused to die alone in the forest, in the savannah. And I knew life again could be found in my village. If I could reach the village, I could be taken care of. And that's what drove me. So, Kolos concluded by saying, I resisted the idea of giving up on myself. And I persisted in the efforts of what is honorable. So, that's what I want to leave you today, is, of course, to persist in doing what is honorable, not only in your life, but also in the lives of people around you. So once again, I want to say, thank you so much for coming to listen to my story. And please support my book. It's only available on Amazon. Okay, thank you.